Welcome to the world of Elan. This imaginative realm created by Michael J. Sullivan is one of fantasy's hidden gems, and today's video is here to shine a spotlight on it. At first glance, Elan may look familiar, with its humans, elves, and dwarves, but Sullivan doesn't settle for cliches. He reimagines these archetypes in ways that make them feel both timeless and refreshingly new. Elan itself is a living world. Over the course of thousands of years, the land has shifted again and again, not just politically, but physically. Borders change, names vanish, climates transform, and even the geography bends under the weight of history. The main saga unfolds in the modern age, when humanity has become the most dominant race. At the center of the continent lies Melborn, a hub of competing kingdoms and clashing cultures. To the east, the elves of Esrahaddon can maintain their fractured realm, while the goblins of the Ba-Ran archipelago prove far more than a mindless horde. The north and west, meanwhile, remain mysterious and largely unexplored. Within Melborn itself, four major human nations shape the present era. Hadrian sits at the heart of the continent, a cluster of wealthy kingdoms steeped in intrigue. Trent rises in the mountainous north, its people hardened and proud. To the southeast lies Cali, a tropical land ruled by warring chieftains. And in the south stands Delgos, a fiercely independent republic. These nations are far from monolithic. Cultures mix and clash constantly, creating a vibrant patchwork of human life. Beyond humanity, the elves of Elan are not the flawless immortals often seen in fantasy, but a fractured people, proud yet fading, clinging to past glories. The dwarves are not just miners and smiths, but a dwindling race weighed down by the ruins of their once great civilization. Even goblins, once dismissed as fodder in other works, are given purpose and depth. Sullivan takes what is familiar and turns it into something that feels alive. The brilliance of Elan is that history is never static. Every era ripples into the next. Legends warps into myths, myth blur into religion, and the truth is often buried beneath layers of distortion. Characters in the present day walk in the long shadows of the past, and every choice they make carries the weight of ages. With the stage set, let's explore the stories that bring Elan to life. Michael J. Sullivan's work can be entered through three main gateways: the Riyria Revelations, the Riyria Chronicles, and the Legends of the First Empire. Each connected, but each offering a unique perspective on the world. Most readers start with the Riyria Revelations, a 6-book series following Royce Melborn, a hardened thief, and Hadrian Blackwater, a swordsman with noble ideals. Together they become Riyria, which simply means two in Elvish. What begins as mercenary work soon spirals into political conspiracies, clashing kingdoms, and ancient powers that long predate humankind. These novels balance adventure, human, and daring escapades with a deep story about destiny, faith, and the truth buried in Elan's past. Complementing this is the Riyria Chronicles, a prequel that explores Royce and Hadrian before their legend truly began. These tales are more intimate, focusing on smaller adventures that highlight the bond between this unlikely duo. While not required reading, the Chronicles enrich the larger saga and give fans a more sharp banter that defines Riyria's charm. From there, Sullivan takes us far back into time with Legends of the First Empire. Set thousands of years before Riyria, the 6-book epic reveals the rise of human civilization, the conflicts with elves and dwarves, and the origins of myths that later generations only half remember. It has a more mythic tone, but Sullivan's warmth and accessibility make it an inviting entry point even to new readers. Bridging the ancient world and the modern age is the Rise and Fall trilogy. This trilogy captures the moment when myth becomes legend, and legend hardens into distorted history. The story doesn't end there. Sullivan has announced After the Fall, a brand new trilogy set between Rise and Fall and the Riyria Chronicles. Finally, we get to Sullivan's most ambitious project, the Cycle Trilogy. This upcoming series will serve as the keystone of the entire saga, pulling together threads from previous works. The cycle will explore the repeating patterns of history, how empires rise and collapse, and how ambition and betrayal shapes the ages. For longtime fans, it promises to be a grand conclusion, tying together thousands of years of storytelling into one sweeping finale. Why should you read Elan? Because Sullivan balances humor and heart with epic scope in a way that few other authors manage. His stories are at once intimate and grand, grounded in friendship and human struggle, yet echoing across the centuries of history. If you want fast-paced adventure with witty banter, start with the Riyria Revelations. If you want character-driven prequels, pick up the Chronicles. If myth and legend call to you, dive in with the Legends of the First Empire. and if you want the entire puzzle to come together, keep your eyes on After the Fall and the Cycle trilogies. At its heart, the world of Elan is more than just magic or empires. It's about choices, even the small ones that ripple across time. It's about friendship, sacrifice, and the fragile line between myth and truth. And that's what makes Michael J. Sullivan's creations one of the most underrated, yet most rewarding fantasy universes being written today.